Honestly, like, why am I even trying to loot this person's base at this point? Like, I don't even know, man. Ugh, it's so clearly not gonna work out in my favor. Why am I doing this to myself? Thinking about the items, I don't know. Of course.
Hasta la vista, baby. Fire! Fire! Yep, I've now managed to develop a counter wide like shallow tunnels. It's like I realized too though, it's like the problem too though, like the wither mines, and that's like, okay, I can stop too like, like super deep tunnelers, like people like, like dozens of blocks below ground, like down at deep slate level. But the problem is, I don't really have a way like to stop anyone who's just, tunneling like this, just like, 1 block above ground. Like below ground. And that's like a problem, because, it's like it only takes 1 block. Why'd like stop to like an arrow? So how do I manage that? And I eventually realized the best way to manage that is a simple landmine. Well, relatively speaking. Yeah, I've tried to, like, engineer, like, one of these before, like, just, like, well, just hooking up to the, like, like, a skulk sensor up directly to the one of these. But, like, the problem, too, I realized that's, like, well, but the thing is, though, that an animal just walking by, it would just immediately set this off. Like, it would be so easy to, like, counter this. Or just or just, like, set off itself, like, on something that's just, like, you don't want to hit, Like, it's so easy, like, to accidentally activate this. I even ran into, like, this problem, too, though, like, with the wither mines. But then I realized, too, though, that, there is, like, such an incredibly easy fix. Like, I am such a stupid idiot, like, for not thinking of this. Like, what am I doing? Yeah, it's like I realized, too, though, what I can do is I can place down just a calibrated skulk sensor. It's like, okay, I just gotta place this down, and I could just, put in a redstone signal, like, so it only detects 1 frequency. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to be able to be calibratable. Like, before I was just using these instead of, like, normal skulk sensors just because it has, like, a wider detection range, going from 8 blocks up to, like, 16. But this whole time, I could have fixed, the most annoying problem just by using like the namesake of it. That's why I put the facepalm emoji as the posts. Dude, I am so stupid not for thinking of this. Oh, God. Okay, but anyways, yeah, it's like, as you can see here, though, now it actually works. Well, because it doesn't go off when you're just walking around. It's like, okay, so I'm walking on the surface, like, okay, or like running, jumping, etc. That won't set it off, including, I'm pretty sure arrows won't set it off either. And I know it might sound bad for a landmine, like, wait, it doesn't detonate when someone's, like, moving around down here? Like, that doesn't sound good. Except it's only meant to stop people from tunneling. And it's calibrated to where if you specifically break a block, just in that one instance, it'll detonate. Like, look. Yep. Why, that just worked? Yep. That works wonders, because, it's like, okay, why now, it can just expose the person tunneling, it's like, they, like, moves forward, then, okay, like, as soon as when they sets off that, they're a wide open target for me to fire at. So, yep, I managed to fix, like, the main problem, like, my system. Like, the main problem in my fortress here, just by implementing a bunch of these, like, behind the cobwebs. You can even see, too, though, like, I even used this ironically enough against, like, just, like, what was it? Yeah, like the other person was playing against, just using their bow. Because, it's like, okay, even in that case, I could just tunnel under, and that'd be even, like more of a case if I was using a machine gun. But nope, not anymore. I managed to find a counter to shallow tunnels. So, now, here's how you build it. First off, it's still pretty simple, honestly. Like, first off, you just take to a chest, like what you see here. and then fill it with, let's see, about 21 stacks of just whatever, like, item you have to stacks up to 64. Like, like I just use netherite here, because let's be honest, if you're, like, mining for like, ancient debris, or, like, or maybe even quartz, like, you'll have way too much of this stuff. But, yeah, no, you can use any block that stacks up to 64, like, 21 stacks of that, plus 14. That will specifically calibrate the skulk sensor, like, okay, the breaking blocks. Then, like, well, for detect the redstone signal for that, just have a comparator behind that, leading directly into the calibrated skulk sensor, like what you see here. And then just have though, like, okay, like a fire charge, like over here, that will impact the TNT minecart. You just need one of these, and you need a stack of 64 nothing. I also recommend, too, like, setting up, too, like, okay, like, why this part, too, though, like, okay, the calibrated skulk sensor last, because, you know, it's like, you only want to activate this thing after you finish making it. I feel like that should be pretty obvious. But, yeah. Well, that's all I really got to say. Like, it's a relatively simple design, but that's, like, pretty obvious use, like, especially if you're, like, using one, like, okay, like the AE up there. So, that's how you make it, and have fun using it against your friends.